field at full speed. Puts him a couple of laps down. And we got a spin. Jerry Nadeau up in turn 2, up against the wall. Didn't hit it, I don't believe, but the car spins up there. So far, we have no caution, and Nadeau will get the car righted again. But here comes the field off the corner. Ooh, gets back on the racetrack just ahead of Gordon, Wallace, and Burton.
See some damage to the left rear quarter of the car. Could be what caused the spin.
Well, let's take a look at it, and we'll see who, if anybody, had some contact with him.
Jeremy Mayfield's down on the inside, and there is a little contact, and around Nadeau goes.
I would guess that's exactly what happened to Jeremy Mayfield about 50 laps ago, 60 laps ago, down in turn 1. Exactly the same spot.
Gordon with about a half-second lead. Back here in second and third are Wallace and Jeff Burton.
Jeff Burton working on Rusty again.
Remember, Rusty Wallace won with a brand new car in Bristol last weekend, and you would think as a short track car maybe they would try it again, but he instead has brought another brand new car to Martinsville.
A lot of difference in the banking at Bristol and Martinsville, so many of them choose to run a different chassis concept. Some run a low, what they call a low snout car on the flatter tracks. They don't do that on the high banks of Bristol, so probably that would be one of the differences.
Well, they're both catching up with Jeff Gordon. And once again, the Pennzoil Copter Cam is providing this shot for you. Last lap, fastest car was Jeff Burton, and the slowest was Jeff Gordon. These guys up front and not particularly heavy traffic at the moment, but oh, we have a big mess on the backstretch. Jeremy Mayfield is again involved, so is Joe Nemechek, and I believe the 98 car is the one down there against the inside wall. That's Rick Mast.
Yes, indeed. Mayfield up on the outside, and the leaders come by, so Mayfield will go another lap down. I think Rick will go his first lap down.
Wow, this is a race that Jeremy will try to quickly erase from his memory. He came into this race last year at this time second in points, and this year is ninth in the point standings. That car is just totaled almost already in the first 82 laps. Here's a replay.
We're in progress to see Rick Mast come in there and get into the 12 car, but there again, there was nowhere for him to go. Is that Ted Musgrave in the...
I think it's Johnny Benson in the Cheerios car. Might have made a little contact. You see Joe Nemechek at the very back of the screen. There we see once again. There we see the 26. He does make contact. And I guess that's Dick Trickle that runs in the back of Ward Burton.
And Nemechek slid down into the inside wall and flattened a couple of tires, but kept going. Here's the perspective of Kenny Irwin.
This is the Rebecca's onboard cameras. He comes off turn 2, and oh, why's everybody slowing down? Oh, I see why everyone's slowing down.
Oh,
did a good job getting through there.
Yeah, he got by. Here's Derry Copes on board.
The seas parted, and he was able to drive through.
Down to John Kernan.
Jeremy Mayfield's crew waiting for him to come back in. A lot of damage on that car. In fact, some of the duct work that goes into the radiator out of the grill has been bent. They may have to fix that just to keep him out there, but it's been hit on just about every corner, and there was a lot of red paint stuck in the front grill, so I guess he got into the back of a red car.
Well, not only is he lower in points in 1999 than in 1998, he is considerably behind, and his average finish has also fallen off from last year at this time. In 98, his average finish was 9.1. This year, 16. We'll be right back. The faces a long pit road at a NASCAR Winston Cup race, keeping an eye on their driver, advising them what to do, communicating with them almost constantly during the event, trying to guide them through 500 laps of racing here at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. Crew cam is being worn this week by Zippy Bob Tracy, who's the gas man with Rusty Wallace.
Watch as he moves that can out of the way. The tire changer and carrier goes around for the left rear. Then he goes back in and finishes filling the tank up.
Just that quickly, Rusty completes the stop. And just that quickly, the green flag comes out and restarts the Goody's Body Pain 500. Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton, Mark Martin, and Kenny Schrader are your top 5.
Now, the last time on the restart, the lap cars had not been able to get to the front. They got up to about 10th place, but now John Andretti is the first car lap down, so he will go. And so did a lot of others, which makes the traffic pretty heavy for those.
And Rusty Wallace had a notion down in turn 1. Looked on the inside of Jeff Gordon. I thought he was going to go.
We've got about 11 cars that are off the lead lap right now, and we have one car behind the wall. A brake problem for Musgrave, Bill?
Absolutely, Bob. Very disappointing day. They've got a lot of sheet metal damage on the front of the car and by the right front tire, but the big deal here is that the right rear brake rotor was broken in that contact. It also cut the brake line, so they've got a lot of work to do back here before they can put the 75 back out on the track. Problems for the 7 car, John Kernan.
Michael Waltrip has the engine shut off. He's sitting in the pit. The hood is up. They're going to put a new oil line on. And apparently, they developed a leak. First, they thought it was just a loose fitting, and it worked its, fitting, and it just worked its way loose. But now they're going to change the whole oil line. You can see where it was dripping a lot of oil down here on pit road. The crew working, but already just losing lap after lap.
So tough luck for Michael Waltrip, for the Wood brothers, whose long-time Winston Cup racing operation is not too far from here in Martinsville.
Joe Nemechek has just got a green flag pit stop, so that's going to put him at least a lap down. In fact, he should be shown 7 laps down, so that was a long stop.
Well, the two Bodine brothers are running together. Brett in the 11, Jeffrey in the 60, and back there also is Dale Jarrett, who's working his way toward the front after starting in 31st position. Brett is 9th, Jeffrey 10th. Dale is in 11th.
This battle's going on about 5 seconds behind the leader. As we noted, as Ned noted, on the caution flag on the pit stop, most cars made their pit stop on the caution flag. Dale Jarrett and Jeffrey Bodine only changed right side tires, trying to get some track position.
And since that restart after the caution, that caution when they changed the tires, both Sterling Marlin and Brett Bodine have passed them.
Also mired back in some heavy traffic, the pole sitter, Tony Stewart, and the 4 car of Bobby Hamilton, the defending champion of this race. Ricky Rudd won the most recent race here at Martinsville last fall, and one of the warmest days that we've seen in a long time. Plus, Ricky had the flu, but still drove the car to victory.
Meanwhile, our pole sitter Tony Stewart is now in 13th spot.
Tony Stewart, of course, has a lot to learn. He's visiting some of these tracks for the very first time, either in a Busch car or a Winston Cup car.
And he's been told that patience is a key here. Sometimes that's hard to do.
Their 89.6. Compare that with the fastest lap that last time, which was Jeff Gordon at 92.3. And there is Jeff Gordon, who's not in any traffic right now, with about a 0.6 of a second lead on Rusty Wallace. The lap car of John Andretti, who is actually 30th, is right behind second place Rusty Wallace, between him and Jeff Burton, who's running 3rd. And there are Bobby Hamilton, Ward Burton, Ricky Rudd, and Jimmy Spencer in the 23 car.
Jimmy Spencer, the Winston car, has been running well since Friday. The cars unloaded Friday, started practicing. 23 Spencer has been really, really fast.
And teammates running together. In fact, look like maybe trading some paint. Mike Skinner in the 31 and Dale Earnhardt in the 3 car. They are running 18th and 19th.
Skinner's trying to get alongside. Oh, he tries to turn under the Rich Bickle car. Cannot do it. Almost loses the back end. Now he's going to try it once again down in the corner. He finally has a good position on him. He will try to accelerate and does down the front stretch.
Mike Skinner has fallen from the points lead to 11th in the point standings, but he is showing the most improvement in point positions of any driver from last year to this year. Up 20 spots from 1998.
He goes back by Skinner on the outside.
There's not a lot of room for any of them to go anywhere. Talk about a recipe for well, that's it, isn't it?
That is it. Almost 3 abreast there off the corner.
75 car, by the way, of Ted Musgrave. The Polaris ATV Ford Taurus is back in the race. We're on board with Kenny Irwin, and he's right in the middle of this, isn't he?
Yes, he's trying to figure out how he's going to get through. And you wonder why his brakes, his rotor was so hot. His Earnhardt just gets a little touch. You wonder why his brake rotor was so hot. This is why, because you're always on the brakes. You got to go in and hit the brakes hard. Otherwise, you're going to run into the back of the car in front of you.
He's going to get up, going to be able to pull alongside Earnhardt, who's up in the high lane. 2 by 2 they go. Got about, 12 cars or so going 2 by 2, 6 rows, 2 deep.
Well, here they're trying to go 3 deep.
That ain't going to work.
No, I don't think so. Mike Skinner was right in the middle. He was rolling right on in there. Michael Waltrip and Ted Musgrave are back out on the racetrack, but many, many laps down. Each of them will be some 18 laps down.
We've got somebody to race with the rest of the day. Each other.
That's right.
For a taste of the race, let's look at the brake pedal specifically here on board with Derek Cope as he's in this traffic. Boy, he's all the way down to the floor, looks like.
You know, one of the brake engineers told me this week that hitting the brakes at Martinsville, trying to slow this car down, is like trying to push a 130-pound bag of sand with your foot 2 inches.
Really?
Yeah. Imagine a 130-pound sack of sand, and you got to push it 2 inches with your foot. That's what it's like every time they hit the brakes at Martinsville.
Jeff Gordon will be coming up on that heavy traffic we've been watching there before too long.
Now Labonte and Dale Earnhardt are pushing each other out there. Jerry, what's going on with you?
Hey, Benny, that same brake engineer told some of the teams what you just told the fans at home about pushing that bag of sand 2 inches. And then he figured out what it would be for the entire race. You push that brake pedal 1,000 times or twice a lap every 500 laps. You got to push a 120-pound bag 166 feet with your right foot this afternoon. That's going to make you awfully tired.
And the reason they're racing so hard is because they know the leader is coming up behind them. They don't want to go a lap down. Some of those cars are already a lap down.
And Rusty Wallace has said, oh, yeah, this is great because Jeff Gordon pulled out to about a 2 3/4 lead on Rusty Wallace, but that lead is going to vanish quickly as he tries to get through this heavy traffic.
Yeah, where's he going to go? They're running side by side up there. Jeff Gordon's not going to go up on the outside and make it 3 deep.
First driver he'll try to put a lap down is Darrell Waltrip. And we continue to have this good battle back here in about the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st position. Irwin, Earnhardt, Wallace, all of them battling for position as the NASCAR Winston Cup Series is in action at the Goody's Body Paint 500 at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia with 113 laps completed. Looking back at the leader of the Goody's Body Pain 500, Jeff Gordon, as he tries to put another lap on Derek Cope, pulling to the outside of him.